What's up? Welcome.
Hello.
Welcome. It has been a while since you have been here, so I guess we'll kick this Darkfriend social off by introducing my very good I screwed that up. My very good friend and guest, Kritter.
Thank you. I appreciate
Welcome,
that.
Kritter.
Thank you so much.
So tell the people who the hell you are, what you do, all of those things.
Okay, sure. Yeah. So I do all kinds of stuff. I
Mhm.
started out my content creation journey as Kritter XD on TikTok. So that is to date my biggest platform. I also do YouTube videos about the Wheel of Time and other like sci-fi fantasy properties that I'm interested in. I am Egwene Alvear on Twitter. I have a dedicated in-character account for her, even though sometimes I stray from character, though I do my best. And yeah, so I'm on Instagram. I've got a Discord. I do a Wheel and Chill, a weekly live stream with my good friends Tavern Tavern and Wine Spring Cafe, and that's usually on Tuesdays, though we're taking a very brief hiatus. And yeah, I just love the Wheel of Time, basically, and I'm all over the place when it comes to
So
online stuff.
a better way of asking this is, what do you not do?
uh, I I'm not very good at
Not doing things?
French. I don't know. I can't speak the old tongue. Okay, yeah, no. As far as Wheel of Time things, I'm not an old tongue specialist.
Well, first of all, like we got to hang out a lot, so we
Yeah.
both had the pleasure of getting flown out to London for the premiere of the show. I think I have a picture of us. Hold on, I think
Ooh.
there
Aw.
you are. Yeah. So this is us, and then three other creators: Richard from Wheel of Time Theory, Elliot from Elliot Edits, and then our good friend Rob from Malkier Talks. We went to. I was corrected because I called this a bar, and I was shut down pretty hard. This is not a bar.
It's a pub,
This
right?
is a pub.
Yeah.
This is the Crown and Anchor pub in and actually Jason Denzel was there right before this, and
Mm-hmm.
anyways, we got to go hang out. So
It was fun. It was amazing.
and it really was. I think the last time you were on this show was actually right before we left, I think.
That sounds right. I think you're right.
Yeah, so it has been quite a while. But it's awesome to have you here. Now, there's one thing I've been meaning to ask you that I know all of the good people out there would love to know.
Okay.
Why Kritter? Where'd it come from?
Oh, that is actually a childhood nickname. So yeah, it's I didn't want to like make myself just, like just in case I wanted to get a little ADD, which is common for me. I didn't want to do like a Wheel of Time only name. I wanted it to just be like something that had to do with me. So
Right?
especially on TikTok, because like I do all
Yeah.
kinds of random stuff on TikTok. And so I went with Kritter, which is a name that my mom used to call me.
Well, that's awesome. I was always wondering, I'm like, is there like a Wheel of Time connection?
No, it's me. That's just my nickname.
Well, awesome. So Egwene's your favorite character then too, because you're
Oh,
obviously Egwene on Twitter.
oh yes. Oh yes. Hard yes.
Second question here. I'm a Darkfriend. This is the Darkfriend social. Am I going to be beheaded?
I think we're parlaying for the moment. I'm gonna
Okay.
do my best to bring you over to the light. How's that sound?
Well, good luck with that. So, okay, because it's been so long since we've talked, we're going to get into a lot of stuff today. I know specifically we're going to spend some time talking about some of the Wheel of Time cons that are coming up.
Ooh, yeah.
Because we're excited about that. But before we get to that, mainly just because I don't think I've asked you this directly since then, like, what was let's talk overall thoughts on season 1 for you. Like, where does it land? Was it mostly positive, overwhelmingly positive, kind of negative? Like, where do you land on that spectrum?
I'm in the overwhelmingly positive camp. there were a few things to me that I would have changed, and like a couple things that I like complained about slightly, like it looked like Nynaeve came back to life. I didn't love that,
Yeah.
like I didn't love Loyal's hair. Like there were a couple things that I was like, man, I would change that, but you know what? I love it overall. I love the characters. I feel like they completely nailed everyone as far as like how they're being portrayed, their personalities and everything, and just the choice to kind of focus more on the Aes Sedai and Rosamund, and her relationship with Lan. It's all working for me so far.
Yeah.
and I can't wait to see like Rand, especially now that we know for sure that he's the dragon, and like Perrin, now that it seems like he's going to be pursuing the horn and getting maybe a little more to do this next season. I can't wait to see what happens. Basically, I'm really excited.
Yeah, I'm actually finding myself getting, not that I ever wasn't, but I'm getting more and more excited for season 2, primarily because I feel like it's going to be an entirely fresh start to a degree. I mean,
Yeah,
you don't have all the drama going on with Barney leaving.
yeah,
Hopefully COVID, I mean, we know COVID's still an issue, but it's less of an issue.
yeah.
Hopefully this time around, like we know they have a bigger CGI budget. And then I think we're getting into the parts of the story that I think are what we all thought would be great to see on TV for Wheel of Time anyway. I think there was a consensus, at least among the people that I talked to, that season 1 was probably going to be the most difficult to adapt anyway.
Without a doubt.
Right? Just because it doesn't lend itself well to like a Game of Thrones style fantasy adaptation, because it follows the
Sure.
same group, right?
Right.
So I'm just very excited for that. So
Me too.
I'm glad you loved it. I was probably slightly more critical
That's
than most.
fair. I'm a very
But
positive person, so it's really, I
um
just really love to love things. You know what I mean?
that being said, I also understand, like I think I made this comment with Matt from the Dusty Whale. Like we were talking about this, and I think we were both in mostly agreement with this. I really think had they nailed the last episode, I think people's takes on the season would have been different. And I
I think
think
you're right.
like I think that if because I remember back, if you go back and watch or even read the comments on like my episode 7 reaction video,
Mm-hmm.
and then like this show that aired right after it aired, people were in the comments like, I'm starting to come around to this. I'm liking like
Mm-hmm.
these were even the white cloaky types,
Yeah,
right?
that was my
That
biggest
were
Wheel of Time video. Was my reaction to episode 7. It was blowing
yeah.
up. It was becoming exciting for everyone. You know.
And there were certainly things in that were like, okay, I don't know if I like that, but still, like on the whole, it felt like okay, that opening with, I mean, that's honestly a badass opening.
So cool.
Um, like so, I felt like all they had to do, and I even said this. I think I said this on this live stream. I was like, all they have to do is nail this next episode, and people will love like go down with this. But if they screw it up, I still think it can be ruined.
Yeah.
And I think for the consensus for most people, I don't know about you, but like episode 8 was probably the weakest. Or do you disagree
Yeah,
with
I
that?
think I don't think I put it last in my list. I don't know where it's. I feel like episode 8 for me was kind of middling because I liked how they
Yeah.
handled the Eye of the World, and I know that that's different for a lot of
Hmm.
people, but I really liked it. So
Well, I
yeah,
actually agree with you. That's the opposite. What happened in episode 8 was the opposite of what I expected. So I
yeah.
expected them to nail the battle scene and screw up the Eye of the World.
But you're
And I thought they did a pretty good job with the take on the Eye in the World. Like they made it, like there's a couple things that I think we still have question marks about, like why did you do that? But like
sure, yeah,
still, I'm gonna wait for those answers. But the battle scenes were actually the ones that were the most affected by COVID. They were the most affected by Barney leaving,
yep,
you know,
yep.
and then they weren't able to use like the extras that they used for Trollocs, and so they did them all CGI, and you could tell like
Good.
the battle was a much smaller scale than they wanted it to be. Like all those things kind of came into this like, okay, that looked cheesy. And then the choices with making Nynaeve look like she faked out died, and
Yeah.
you
I feel
know,
like the girl plot for me was like totally fine. I was like, I love this. Like, they're not just sitting on their hands waiting for Rand to do something. At least they have something to do. This is a good change. But
yeah,
then the death fake out took that
totally.
away from me. And then also, as you mentioned, like the CGI issue. So it was partially COVID's fault, partially that weird choice with the I don't know. Obviously she didn't get reincarnated, but that's what it looked like. And I didn't love
Right.
that.
Well, real quick, we have to pause because this is very important.
Oh, here we go.
Now, since the last time you were here, we have upgraded wigs, and we have
Oh,
different tiers for different tip amounts. So I'm going to round up and call this $20. And so the $20 and up one is this wig. So hold on one moment.
here we go.
Hmm.
That is fancy. That is fancy.
As you can see, I take great care of these wigs.
Excellent care.
They are, and I think I'm like Amadeus here from.
That's what I'm saying.
Thank you, Darish Sadai. Okay, so now you can't take me seriously while we talk, but
it's fine.
It's
As if
fine.
I was going to anyways. You're a dark friend. Come on.
So true. So let me tell you something that happened the other day, and this will kind of move us into our next part of our conversation. So the other day I got a text message from a good friend of ours. And while he's on his vacation in Mexico, our good friend Daniel Green shot me a text message and was just like, "Hey, what's up, man?" And we chatted a bit. He is currently down in Mexico vacationing.
Saw on his Instagram. Must be nice.
Yep. I've kind of determined that Daniel and Brandon Sanderson are sort of wired the same way, where like they are workaholics.
Yeah.
Like, and I guess actually anybody that makes YouTube content, I've kind of decided is that, because it takes so much time.
Editing is no joke. That is something I have learned this past year. Oh my gosh.
The editing and writing and then more of it again. And the fact that Daniel releases a daily video is nuts.
Absurd. Yeah. Good for him. Bless his heart.
But he was like, I'm excited to see you guys at Wakan. Which was fun because we're excited to see him at Wakan. So but before we get to talking about Wakan, let's talk about the closer up one. We are almost a month away from JordanCon.
Yes.
Which is really, really exciting. So Kritter, have you been to JordanCon before?
No, I haven't. This will be my first ever con. Period. Like of any kind. So I'm really excited.
Well, this is going to be very, very exciting. So what I want to do, we're going to talk a little bit about the cons today. I want to actually play a kind of longer hit real quick, or a clip of some stuff that went down at JordanCon last year. Just look for some surprises in this. For those of you who want to get a feel for what JordanCon is like, here's a clip from last year. And I think you'll all enjoy it. So it's a little longer, so just keep watching. Here we go.
So I did see a Trolloc, no, maybe it was Loyal walk by. Where is Nae'Blis? Nae'Blis! Let me bring Nae'Blis onto the show. Everyone wanted to see Nae'Blis. Hey, can you go stand up over here? Just right here.
There are 2 chairs, one for each cheek.
Can you stand up? People want to see, like, this was the whole thing yesterday.
Where's Jen?
Where's Jen? Yeah.
Is she here?
Jen, come on over. So everyone wanted to get a feel. Everyone talks about how tall Nae'Blis is. As you can see, off camera tall. That's how tall he is. I'm standing up right now. That's how tall he is. This is Jen Isgro right here. There you go, everybody. That's Jen. This is what this is. And I'll stand up too. Here we go.
Just rubbing it in.
This is the comparison, right? There we go. Welcome. Jen Isgro from Talk. Yeah, you can come sit down. Come on. Yeah, come on in. This is Jennifer Isgro from the Talk Around Air podcast. How you both doing?
I'm good.
Okay, we have a trailer by the end of the summer. Has this changed your mind at all? Are we getting something trailer-ish Comic-Con?
We'll get something.
Something.
Good.
Well, okay.
Compelling.
Good point.
Put the mic back in my face. So, sorry. I think, yes. If they're going to do a release date, they're not just going to pop a release date up on a screen and say, look, here's the date. Like, we're going to get something with it. Whether that's a video of some sort that kind of rolls into that. It doesn't change my mind about what I think we'll get.
Yeah, okay. Now, Rafe said we're going to get a lot more. Now, we've seen, what are we thinking about when we think a lot more? He adds a trailer in there, but a lot more. Are we getting some kind of early, Game of Thrones did some early, I think they released 11-minute, was it a part of the show, or was it just kind of a behind-the-scenes thing? I know they released a lot of material beforehand.
I don't remember.
Okay. No one here knows about Game of Thrones. Okay. Yeah, Omar, what did they release?
Well, one of the other things Game of Thrones did, and I can't remember if this was after the first season. Some of you may not even be aware of this, so it's actually really cool if you go look for them. They're on YouTube. They did these 45-minute history sessions narrated by like Christopher Dance and Charles Dance, I'm sorry. And basically the entire cast narrated these YouTube videos that were like a visual history of the world of the Game of Thrones. Like, how did the Lannisters become the Lannisters, right? I don't necessarily think they need to do that to that extent, but things like that add some backstory that aren't spoilers would be really cool.
Yeah.
And I think they would give people kind of a perspective of what we're looking at.
Yeah, that'd be really nice. I mean, we don't really know what they have planned. They haven't revealed their hand a bit here. It's kind of been really quiet. Obviously, they're a huge company, and I really wonder what they're going to just drop on everyone. So, yeah, it's an interesting question. Thank you, Nae'Blis, for showing up and giving us some perspective on Nae'Blis and Now, hopefully, everyone asked for that yesterday. So, wow, look who showed up here at the Dusty Wheel. Please, Brandon, take a seat. Thank you, Kayla.
Can we still hover in the shuttle?
Really good.
Looks like we're friends.
Jordan Con.
So, okay, yeah, that's a good way to be dismissed from the Dusty Wheel, by the way, is when Brandon shows up.
I would die.
Like, so that was a lot of fun. I really can't wait for Jordan Con. So those were good memories. You get to see like that whole clip. Like, go back and watch all those Dusty Wheel episodes from Jordan Con. You'll get a feel for it because we hang out in the lobby. We go down in the lobby, down to the bar and drink. We come back up. Yeah, pretty much. And then hang out. So yeah, anyways.
Do you have a checked bag just full of wigs? Like, did the wigs come out?
You know
at
what?
Jordan Con?
I don't even think the wigs were a part
of
your
your
show
thing.
yet. Like, that wasn't a thing yet. Real quick, I got this question. I got to switch wigs. So hold on.
That one is nice.
Well, it's my Karen wig. So thank you, Beth. Beth asks, Nae'Blis and Kritter, are you two doing any panels this year? Are you doing any panels?
Yeah, I'm on a couple. So I think I'm on the episodes 1 and 2, which is one panel about episodes 1 and 2 of the show. And I'm on another panel that's talking about, if I'm remembering right, how things need to change in order to adapt the books to the screen, and how that's like, in my perspective, not a bad thing. It's just different. So those are my 2 panels. Are you on any?
I am on one panel. It is a After Dark panel. I don't even think I can really like say the title of the panel on YouTube. It's that bad.
It'll demonetize you immediately.
Possibly. It's basically, so I'm on a panel with my fellow Tarval and After Dark hosts.
Nice.
We are doing a panel that is basically the equivalent of F, Marry, Kill.
Oh, I do TikToks of that. Oh, I love that.
So yes, and it'll be like a 10 o'clock at night panel.
Nice.
So yes, we'll see. But yes, I am on a panel, so that'll be a lot of fun. But yeah, so like, what are you most excited for? And I guess for those in chat, here's a question I want to throw out. Like, those of you that have been to Jordan Con, what advice would you give to Kritter for her very first time?
Yes.
So, while they're answering that, you
Sure.
tell me what you're excited for.
Okay, so I don't know how intense people get as far as like cosplay, but I decided for my first ever con, I wanted to finally do a cosplay because I've never really done one. I've dressed up for Halloween, obviously, but I feel like it's not the same. So I've been prepping and ordering and like, getting ready to do the arts and crafts thing on a couple of cosplays, one of them being Brigitta. I've got currently a multicolored plastic bow that I can break down to put into my luggage that I need to change into a silver bow soon. And so we'll see what happens there. I've got my clothes already. And then I've got a Leandrin costume in the works, which is pretty sick. And people always accuse me of being a Darkfriend, and this isn't going to help at all. But I feel like Kate Fleetwood was just so iconic in the show that she kind of inspired me because I'm sort of blonde, and like her and both Brigitta, obviously they're blonde. So I'm pumped because I have something to do actively to prep for these cons when otherwise I would just be excited with nothing to do with my energy. So that's what I'm doing right now, and I'm pumped to see how it all goes and other cosplays.
There will be tons of cosplay.
Okay.
So let's let's get some of the advice from some people here. So here we go. Bard of the Red Hand, Vance says, pack a second liver.
Do my best on that one.
Now, I actually didn't drink much last year. So I'm not much of a drinker to begin with. So
Yeah. So do you go to like, is it like hotel lobby drinks, or do you go out? Do you explore Atlanta as a group of con goers?
No, we mostly stay in the hotel because the bar. So like the way it's laid out is you walk in, there's the lobby, and then there's stairs at the back of the lobby that go down to the bar and restaurant.
Oh, okay. I like that.
So like obviously you can kind of walk around with your drinks, and the lobby is gigantic.
Oh, that's good.
So that's just like one little alcove that you saw us sitting in there for the Dusty Wheel. So we would basically just hang out and chat about Wheel of Time all day, and then occasionally go to panels. So
that's the dream. I'm so excited. I cannot wait. This is like, it's going to be my people, like just like going to the premiere was, but it's going to be even more of my people, meeting them for the first time. So.
Yeah, we did go out a few times. Like Vance and the Watt Spoilers crew and Bane, I think Bane and Shia. There were a bunch of people there. I'm going to miss people if I start naming everybody. We went to like a Korean barbecue, which was good. There's some places near. I think I went to get a steak dinner with the innkeeper and lad keeper, whatever we call him. What is his nickname now?
Anyways,
why
can I not think of it?
Well,
the editor,
think of his nickname. The editor reborn. There we go.
God, I was like, it's not the editor of time. It's the editor reborn.
Right. Whatever. And then Jess and who else came with us? I want to say Kayla came with us, but like we get to hang out a lot. I had Smash Burger for the very first time ever with Sarah Nakamura and Daniel.
I love Smash Burger.
So, anyways, Lad Fear. That's what I was looking for. Lad Fear, Editor Reborn, all of that. So, but any case, like it's a lot of fun. But the restaurant in the hotel is fun. I'm super excited. There are lots of places to go. So, anyways, I had a lot of fun. And I think, like, that's even like I saw somebody mentioning. I think Beth asked, "Are you going to WatCon as well?"
Am I going? Of course I'm helping plan WatCon. Well, I mean, I'm on the social media team, so I'm helping promote WatCon.
Yeah, and
I'm very excited about WatCon.
it's really darn cool. And the JordanCon thing was actually kind of the genesis of that, because we literally had so much fun there that we were like, I don't want to wait another year. I wish we could do one quicker. And we were like, well, why don't we have two? Because we felt like the fandom is growing so much because of the show and all that why not have two? And that's kind of where this started. And I'm glad we have two, because now I get to go to two cons in a matter of like 3 months. And
I know. It's going to be unreal. Like it'll be my first con. So if I learn some like tools of the trade, like how to navigate a con, I'll be able to implement them almost immediately whenever I get to WatCon. So it's going to be perfect.
Right. Well, I'll tell you, the most fun part of the cons for me, and I won't speak for everybody else, but the most fun part for me was actually just meeting people.
Yeah, I can't wait.
And especially last year, because, we came off of COVID, so I was going to be at WatCon the year before, and then they canceled it, obviously because of COVID, right?
Sure.
We're not, no, yes. So anyways, we went through this, like when lockdown started, so many people in the Wheel of Time community were just basically like hanging out on Discords, talking to people. Like we all had like our best Discord friends.
Yeah.
Right. Yep. All these like like we would talk with all these people, but you never got to like meet people in person. And so showing up at WatCon was like, wait, you're him or her. Or
I know, I'm curious to see, like, am I going to be able to tell people, like, because I know usernames, I don't always know actual names. Like, are you this person from Discord or Twitter?
So my favorite introduction that way, I have to tell this story. I don't know if she's in the chat or not. So funny. We get there, and so I'll say this woman comes up to me and is like, "Hey, Nae'Blis," and I'm like, "Hey, who are you?" And she goes, "Oh, hi, I'm Bane and Chia." And like,
That's amazing.
But just the way she said it was like Bane and Chiad is the same person. And I'm like, now Bane and Chiad is a writer on thegreatbite.com, by the way. You should check out releases an article every Tuesday. Another one coming out tomorrow. But Bane and Chiad. Yeah, again, it's just great because you get to meet people that you had not seen before, and definitely come up and say hi. I will be the easiest person to find in the facility, so I cannot hide.
Yeah, it'll be hard to find me because you're not going to be able to know. Like, you're going to see Brigitta and be like, wow, I've never, who is that? That's got to be Brigitta, right? But then it's me. So if you see Brigitta walking around, come say hi. It's me. I would love to meet all of you. So that's I hope, I feel like I'm worried about, because I don't know people by their site. Like, I want to meet as many people as I can that I've met, and gotten to know over 2 years being on Twitter of time, or 3 years. No, 2 years, because I started in 2020. And then all the people on Discord and all the people on TikTok and everything. I want to meet as many people as I can, but it's like weird to introduce myself to someone that I'm like, hi, person at Wakan, what up? What's your name? Do I know you? So
well,
do it to me.
While we are still in the subject of JordanCon, I just threw up a poll for everybody. I'm doing my best Dusty Wheel impression right here. It is actually a yes or no poll, but I think it makes sense. Will you be at JordanCon? Yes or no? So I'd love to see how many of us end up being there. I'm really hoping, and actually, if you don't mind, just say if you're going to be there in the chat so you can start connecting with people. One thing I will tell you is that you are not going to have any problem meeting people. Like, hopefully, just tell people you're going to be there. We'll meet, we'll hang out, we'll do stuff. And if you can't make it to JordanCon, come to WatCon.
WatCon.
So we'll get to WatCon now. Real quick, I want to stop and how do I put this? It's time for some shameless promotion.
Oh, I love that.
Okay. It's time for, I think, a quick clip from Tarval and After Dark. We have a brand new Erotica Sedai's commercial. So for those of you that love Erotica Sedai, we've got a brand new commercial for you. We'll play that and then we'll come back and talk about WatCon. So enjoy this word from our sponsor.
Erotica Sedai's Pleasure Palace is known across the Westlands for carrying the most powerful erotic-themed ter'angreal this side of the Aerith Ocean. But did you know Erotica Sedai does so much more? Stop going to those shitty travel agents to plan your vacations. Why not take advantage of Erotica Sedai's erotic getaways? Picture yourself in the hot, steamy bathhouses in Shinar with the love of your life sitting right next to you. Nothing gets your juices flowing than sitting around in the nude with 30 random strangers in a steam room. Are you a lady who's into other ladies? Do you like boobies? We have so many hot destinations. If you like love pillows, that is. Head to the Io Waste and hang with the wise ones. Take a Seafolk cruise. Go to a ceremony to raise an Amerlin and check out all those boobies necessary to prove you're a woman. So many boobies. Are you and your partner pretty adventurous? Erotica Sedai has partnered with Grendel for the getaway of a lifetime. Book a forever stay at Natram's Barrow and just do the naughty thing in the background while she has meetings with people. Does it get better than that? Erotica Sedai's erotic getaways. Because this kind of kinky shit is way better than your shitty honeymoon idea.
Well, you were telling me earlier that you were planning a trip to Europe, and I think I think you might want to use Erotica Sedai's erotic getaways.
I should. I need to contact Erotica Sedai stat.
Yeah, Jess honestly has the best 900 number voice ever.
I was literally like, is that Jess?
That's totally Jess. It's all hot. There are hot singles waiting to talk to you.
Boobies.
I'm such a child. But
I love it.
Yeah, so that's Tarval and After Dark. That is our podcast. That comes out actually tomorrow, every Tuesday. That is just one of many things. It's like a comedy podcast, but we also get into talking about pretty cool stuff. You can check out Tarval and After Dark, anywhere you get your podcasts, or Tarval and After Dark, or I'm sorry, thegreatblake.com/Tarval and After Dark. So, I know we're working on this, by the way, Roger. Erotica Sedai's Pleasure Palace there will be shirts for this coming soon. I don't think Kritter actually is familiar with that. Was her first introduction to Erotica Sedai.
It was indeed.
That was actually the most tame.
Oh, okay.
Maybe if everybody's good, we'll play the original Erotica Sedai later.
Okay.
But let's talk about WatCon. So let me throw up a quick graphic here. Here we go. WatCon, July 8th through the 10th in Columbus. You're going to be there. You're a member of the social media team.
I am, yes.
I honestly am so excited for this because we have a lot of fun stuff planned. I think it will feel very unique and different to most cons that people have been to, because I think the programming is going to be a little bit more programmed. So yes, we're going to have breakout sessions. Yes, we're going to have like not breakout sessions, but you know what, panels, that type of stuff. But like there's actually main content that we'll be doing from the stage. So like it's actually a lot of fun. Rakapa Sedai and Rebecca from Reading the Pattern are putting together some of the content. Our MC for the event is the innkeeper himself.
Amazing.
It's going to be a lot of fun. We've got special guests. Who are our special guests, Kritter?
Oh boy, this is a good one. We've got the Fantasy News Goblin himself, Daniel Green, who is currently vacationing in Mexico as we speak. And we've got the audiobook readers extraordinaire, Michael Kramer and Kate Redding, who I have heard countless hours of in my life because of my reads and rereads of not only the Wheel of Time but the Stormlight Archive. So it's they're everywhere and it's incredible. So I'm stoked because I am such an audiobook reader, and I loved getting to meet Daniel Green and doing like the premiere with him. And so all of those guests have me just completely jazzed. Like I could not be happier.
Well, yeah, and if we go back to that premiere, if you guys want to go back and watch those live videos, you get to see me standing in the way of Kritter and her wanting to punch me half the time.
No, everyone was like this. It wasn't just you to me; it was everyone to everyone.
But it was always me in your way, though. So
just because you were the one next to me, obviously, but we made it work. It was a great time. I wouldn't change it for anything.
This is going to be Michael and Kate's very first in-person convention ever. We were able to coax them to come. They're actually really excited for it. They're going to be raising some money for their charity, Books for Prisoners. And hopefully I'm saying that right. But one of the things they're going to do, which I'm excited for because I'm going to have them do this, they'll record stuff on your phone for you. So they'll record like a passage from the books if you want, or they'll make your voicemail.
Oh my
God. You could make a ringtone of like whatever, Michael Kramer doing something.
You better believe they're going to do the intro to my YouTube channel. Like, I'll take that audio. I'll pay any amount of money for that.
Yep. Like if you donate to the cause. So I did close the poll, by the way. How many people are going to be at JordanCon? 29% of you, which out of 62 people, I could do my quick math here. 62 times 29. That means just in this chat, there are like 18 people that are going to be there. So that voted. So good. That's awesome. I can't wait for that. But let me throw up another poll here. Will you be at WatCon?
Whoop, whoop.
So yeah, I am super excited for all of the things with WatCon. We still may have some other guests that are not yet announced. I am not at liberty to announce them fully yet. So sorry that I keep doing that to you all, but there's possibilities there. But that either way, it's going to be a lot of fun. Now, I'll tell you one thing as we were planning this that I think caught us by surprise was when we started like the whole idea of WatCon, we made 2 tickets because the whole concept here is that when we went to JordanCon, like I spent like $300 something on food last year. So we were like, well, let's try to include food in the cost, right? Like let's get them in there. So we did put meals in most of the cost of the tickets. So like the tickets cost a little more to come to Wakan, but food's included, that type of thing. Well, we had 2 tickets. So we had our basic standard ticket, which includes 2 lunches and a dinner. And then we were like, we'll do this VIP ticket where we'll have like a special banquet dinner with all the creators, and we'll make it special and see who wants to do it. So it includes an extra meal and like a snack room. And I'll tell you, it went crazy. Like that has become the most popular ticket.
I know that's what I got. Pretty excited about it.
Which is going to be exciting. We're just gonna. I've already had to talk to them. We're going to have to get like a bigger room for that dinner than we thought we were going to get. Right. So, I'm really excited for that. I think the setup of the hotel and all the stuff for Wakan is going to be such that, like, it's really going to be facilitating just hanging out with people and getting to know other people from in this fandom. And like, I think that's the most fun out of this stuff. Like the programming, the content, the special guests, those are all awesome. Don't get me wrong. But what I get really excited about with that is just being able to hang out with people.
That's what I'm going for mainly. I mean, 100%. That's the goal, is just to be there with a bunch of fans, right?
Yep. So I will also mention, because I see Wheel Up, or where he is. There he is. Wheel Up Time. Out in the UK, who we got to meet, by the way. We met.
We did. I was texting back and forth, like, okay, where are you? We're at the Starbucks. What's going on? But we finally made it.
Yes, and they do have Starbucks all over England too. FYI,
they do. Yeah, they do.
There's in fact a Starbucks like right there at the why am I forgetting the name of the Tower of London? Yeah, it's like
yeah.
So the beef eaters can go get coffee. But and there's going to be a con in Malkiri Con. It's going to be in England. I'm going to try to go to it just because I want an excuse to go back to England again. And it's a lot of fun to meet some of our European fans for the Wheel of Time. I don't know yet that I'll be able to make it for sure, but I would like to be there. So
I can't this year, but everyone who can make it should make it, because I'm so sad that I can't, but just not on the cards. Maybe next year though.
Well, and again, I'm just glad that more stuff is out there for fans. So.
Same. And I'm glad, because I know some of the people like overseas, they don't have, it's harder for them to do a lot of things, like some of the giveaways even, like they're not eligible for. And so I love that they're getting a con now that they can go and enjoy Wheel of Time stuff without having to literally fly across an ocean.
Well, and Rational Nerd here, who I have to mention is another contributor to thegreatblight.com as a writer. Rational Nerd writes a column called What Data, which is really cool. Had an article blow up in popularity that came out like a week or so ago, talking about some of the ratings for season 1 of the show. Rational Nerd writes like some of the best like breakdown data. Like if you're into that type of thing, definitely follow those articles. But I think Rational Nerd lives in France, so we'll be heading to England, but maybe not to WatCon. We'll miss you here.
We will.
All
your statistics and stuff are fascinating. So well done with that.
So, but yes. What else should people know about WatCon that we haven't already talked about?
Gosh, I don't know. I'm basically really looking forward to a lot of the programming, getting like set in stone and like scheduled, so we can start talking about it more. Because I know that some of the stuff that I've heard, even though I'm not always on that part of the Discord, is just, it sounds like such a good time. Like some of the competitions they're talking about having, it's in Columbus. I've never been there. So that's like where you live though, right? So that's your stomping grounds. We're doing our best to get the word out there. So I guess you could help me in my job as one of the social media people by sharing and liking all the posts that we do about it, and encouraging your friends to sign up, because like getting your tickets sooner rather than later makes it easier for you to get your flights. And I actually just got really cheap flights. So now is a decent time, depending on where you're coming from. And yeah, that's, I don't know, just get pumped and sign up and definitely come because it's going to be a good time.
Definitely do come. It will be fun. I see people asking about this. Beth was talking about, will there be virtual tickets for Wakan? And the answer to that is yes, there will. However, the details of that are not totally finalized. Like, we've been waiting to make sure. What we don't want to do, so I'll just tell everybody this up front. What we don't want to do is advertise a certain level of accessibility that we can't provide, if that makes sense. Like, so we want to really have our capabilities in terms of how much of it we can stream and where those like how many cameras we can set up, that type of thing, because we are not a production company in the sense that we can, right? Like, and that type of stuff is hard to do. So we want to make sure we understand how much of it we can pull off before I start advertising it, if that makes sense, because I want people to know what they're buying.
For sure. For
But
sure.
that is coming. We've actually got meetings, including one tomorrow, to talk about it. So
Yeah. A Wolf Brother in the chat also says something that I should have mentioned because we just released information. Yes, that right there. Sign up to volunteer at Wakan. The link is now live. It's on watcon.com, or the links should be on our Instagram and Twitter. So check that out too. You could be a volunteer.
So a couple of questions. How many have signed up so far? I think we are heading for somewhere in the vicinity of about 250 to 300 in attendance. What is there an age limit for WatCon? I want to say yes. Now, mainly just because I don't think it's going to be, I don't want to say it's going to be kid unfriendly, but like, I think we did have I don't know off the top of my head. I'm sure Dana or somebody else in the people department might be able to answer, but I do think we have an age limit. So
I think that might be in the FAQs on the website, unless it's not up yet. I know we've talked about it for sure.
You can go to watcon.com. I'm pretty sure it is in the FAQ on the website. So, but yes, sign up and volunteer if you want to help out and be a part of things. You'll definitely meet all of us. But I'm just excited for all of these cons in general. Like,
Same.
They're exciting. So, okay. I think because you're good and everybody's been so wonderful and they love it when I play this, I think we will play the original Erotica Sedai just so you
yes.
can
Enjoy it,
you can
experience
get
it.
this, and then we'll come back and change discussion again. But here we go.
Okay.
Hey, Tarvalin residents. Are you and your special someone struggling in the bedroom? Is the fire gone? Do you need some adventure to reignite your love life? Nothing will set your groins ablaze more than a visit to Erotica Sedai's Pleasure Palace. Erotica Sedai's Pleasure Palace offers the finest and most luxurious intimacy-themed ter'angreal. How can Erotica Sedai help? Well, I'm sure you've heard of a red rod ter'angreal. Well, the Pleasure Palace carries 3 sizes: standard, Aiel, and of course, for you adventurous ones, Ogier. Hey guys, embarrassed that your bits and pieces are a bit too small? Well, you need Erotica Sedai's specialized mirror of Miss ter'angreal. It will have you looking like the Tower of Genji. While we're on the subject, guys, you ever wonder if she's faking it or not? Well, Erotica Sedai has this patented Keeper of the Chronicles figurine ter'angreal. When she hits her climax, the ter'angreal will play trumpets and announce, "She comes, your Amerlin seed," telling your special lady that she's the most important woman in the world. And of course, letting you know that you did your job. And I'm sure you've heard of Dreamweave ter'angreal rings. Well, the Pleasure Palace has ring ter'angreals that will help you stay in the mood all night. And for a limited time, Erotica Sedai is offering a once-in-a-lifetime discount. If you book your session here in the next week, you and your significant other can get your very own specialized fantasy dream shard session for 50% off. Erotica will use her dreaming skills and create the fantasy of your dreams. You want to watch him with a Trolloc? Anything is possible. So come on down to Erotica Sedai's Pleasure Palace. You can find us right next door to the Thirsty Tinker Inn in the Tarvalin Red Light District near North Harbor. Once you come see us, you'll never have a problem coming again.
A solid start for sure.
Again, Jess has a gift.
She
Oh,
does.
Let's,
It's
let's just
incredible.
call it what it is. Jess has a gift. So, um,
Amazing.
I wanted to hit on something else that is going on in the community right now that is a lot of fun that everybody should be paying attention to.
Yeah.
And that is the What Song Parody Challenge. Now, are you a part of the What Song Parody Challenge, Kritter?
I am not. I am not. I watched it last year. Incredible. Like the
Mhm.
talent in this community is unbelievable. I unfortunately have never successfully played a musical instrument in my entire life, nor do I have a good singing voice. So I am I am left alone without any capabilities here. Are you
Now-
do you do it?
Oh no. I can't.
Okay.
I can't clap at the same time as I sing or anything. Now, I will point out you have a guitar in the background.
That is a
So-
Guitar Hero guitar or Rock Band, actually. It's a Rock Band
Ah.
guitar. No, and my husband actually is an incredible musician. And we talked about him putting something together musically and me doing my best to sing, but even that would probably handicap us enough that it's just not in the cards, most likely.
Well, I really am excited. I actually thought last year that was probably one of the best fan events that I've seen. I just thought it was really, really good. It was fun to watch.
For sure.
The winners were amazing. I played some clips from these last week. I'll play a clip again just for the people that may have seen it. I'll play a short clip here of one of my favorites from last year and one of my good friends, Jenny. Here we go.
Now this is the story of the Dragon Reborn. A blacksmith, a wisdom, a dude with a horn. You got your dreamer, a gleeman, a warder, Aes Sedai, and a bunch of other people. Couldn't name them if I tried. From Hicksville to Netherin, these kids were plucked. But if you stick around here, your whole town is fucked. We can't wait another minute, gotta leave before the dawn. So they headed out for safety in the halls of Tarvalon. But they split up the party on a cold Ariddle night. Then met up again in Camelin and detoured into the Blight. They got in one little fight with some evil dudes who totally killed the Green Man, which was super rude. Now, the gambler's got a dagger, and the dreamer has been leashed, and the wisdom's got a temper, but to the warder she's a treat. And the Aes Sedai is stressed, because these kids all act like fools, but Taviran's got them dancing, so they're breaking all the rules. Now, they're off to save the world, but they really have no clue about the way anything works, and what the hell they're supposed to do, but every challenge they will counter, every mountain they will climb, and I've barely scratched the surface of the Wheel of Time.
That's so good. Like,
It's mind blowing. I could literally never.
Like-
It's so amazing.
and the fact is like Jenny, I didn't even win, and that was that good. Like, and what I know of this year, like supposedly some of the entries are just crazy good. So,
Really?
but that
Ah.
doesn't mean that you shouldn't send yours in. Like, there's like all of them were so good. Like, for those of us that were watching it last year, it was like constantly like, how am I supposed to vote?
Literally, I
Right?
remember because I was watching. I was like, I don't even know. Like, does it just turn? I'm pretty sure most of the time I just abstained because I couldn't decide.
Right.
It's
Like, I don't
hopeful.
know how she was supposed to, like, how do you vote for these?
It's
So-
and they extended the submission deadline, did they not? It was
They did.
mid-March originally, and now it's end
Is
of March.
It was supposed to be tomorrow, but now it's March 31st, primarily because the innkeeper moved. But
Right. Yeah, that's I'm in awe, honestly, all the time of the things that the people in this community come up with. It's so impressive.
well, and they're so good. Like, even there were some that are just like so funny. Like, there was one about Pips as the horse. Like, in fact, Mr. Innkeeper, I'm gonna shoot you an invite. Come on here and talk about the parody challenge real quick. If you have time. I see you in the chat. Sent you the link on Discord if you want to hop in and talk a little bit about the song parody challenge here before we pop off here. But
Come on over.
come on over. Wait, who sings that? Is that a?
Come
Taylor
on
Swift?
over. Come on in. Those Shania Twain.
I think so.
Pull up a seat, take a load off your feet, and now you all know why I don't submit a song.
Well, me too.
I'm pretty sure that's Shania Twain.
Come on over, babe. Yeah, I swear there's also
Oh,
like
yeah,
Come on over.
come on over, baby. Is it? It's
Well,
not Mandy Moore. No. You know what? I don't know. I'm really bad at trivia, honestly. I've said it before on my TikTok because I always do Wheel of Time trivia, but I'm like, never expect me. If anyone does it, I will probably not do that well because in the moment, I'm always like, I don't know.
So let's talk for a second about Wheel and Chill, and let's talk a little bit about what to expect in your TikTok. So, like, what goes on there? People that don't watch that, why should they? What happens? Yeah, like when is it? And all of those things.
Sure. Okay. The Wheel and Chill is a super fun show that I do with Wine Spring Cafe and Taviran Tavern, where we talk about the Wheel of Time and we chill. So during the show every week, we would do a sort of reaction stream where we just talked about the episode and kind of broke it down based on the characters and what they were doing that episode and how we felt about it. Now that the show is on hiatus temporarily, hopefully not too long, we've been breaking down the characters and doing like a deep dive of how they're different from their book selves and what we think might happen in the future based on these differences. Our most recent stream, which I had so much fun doing, we had Vance, Bard of the Red Hand, and Jenny, Lesbian Nerdy, on with us, and we talked about feminism in the Wheel of Time. So it's kind of just like a variety where we just often talk about Wheel of Time stuff mainly. I don't think we've ever done a stream that wasn't Wheel of Time related. And we all love the book so much and have, varying degrees of who we love and favorite characters. And like, I know Tavern always gives me a hard time about Egwene because that's not his favorite character, and he knows how passionate I am about her. So yeah, we just kind of play off each other. We have guests all the time. We've had some super fun guests, and I have a really great time. And that is when we're doing it. It's on Tuesdays at 7:30 Central Time. So if you haven't checked it out, I highly recommend it. It is on my YouTube channel, so Kritter XD, and my Twitch, both. So
well, you are getting some high praise.
Thank you, Danaloo.
The feminism episode was fire.
It was fun. We talked, it was like 2 hours straight of just like one topic after the other. We talked about the Warder bond and how kind of problematic that was. And God, I can't even there were the Aes Sedai dynamics and, the fact that it's the taint and the relationship between men and women. And there's just so much to get into on that topic in the Wheel of Time. And it's kind of controversial. So that was fun.
Yeah. Well, first of all, controversy is great.
I love it. I'm all about controversy.
All about that. Got to get the people talking.
Yeah.
So there's also, you know what? I ran a poll.
You did, yeah, about Wakan.
I didn't end it. Okay, so we got 80 votes. We got more votes on this poll. Let me do some quick math here. Calculating some things. So 22% of the 80, which means about 18 people. So the same number going to Jordan.
Is it the same people? That's the question. Are we going to?
I do think there's a lot of. I think there's a lot of overlap, and I guess let me throw up one last poll here.
Are you going to both? And it will be 18 people. Perhaps we'll see. We'll see.
And yeah, I guarantee it probably will. That'll be funny. But I'm excited to be at both. I know you're going to be at both.
Yes.
I want to meet all of you.
Yes.
It will be fun. There's going to be so many people there this time.
At JordanCon or WatCon or both?
At JordanCon. It'll literally be like double what it was last year.
Wow. I don't know the numbers actually. So I didn't know that.
So I'm yawning all of a sudden. What the hell? They last year they capped it at like 400 or something.
Okay.
And the hotel can hold like 1,000 to 1,200, and I think they've exceeded that because I know people are not able to get in to the main hotel right now. So it's going to be like triple the number of people that were there last year.
I have nothing to compare it to, but that seems exciting that it's going to be a hop in place.
Well, it's going to be nuts. My suggestion, by the way, and I didn't say this earlier, is try to get there as early as you can on Thursday. And I would also leave on Monday. Not
Well, I have my
Sunday.
flights already, so other people don't follow that.
Hold on. We got thank you, Beth.
I love that one.
It's like a cross between Boris Johnson and Karen.
I see Boris Johnson. When you said it was Karen, I believed you, but I just see Boris Johnson.
But by the way, we have a special guest joining us here very shortly. So nobody go anywhere. Special guest is coming. But yeah, there are going to be a lot of people there, so it's going to be interesting to see like how much more full the place is, and I think that'll certainly give it more energy. They're going to be back to kind of the normal schedule, whereas last year was kind of a different feel to it. Bottom line is, it's an excuse to go hang out with your friends and nerd out about the Wheel of Time. That's really what this is,
and that's what we want.
That's the goal. That's what it's going to be, and I'm super excited about it. So. What's your prediction? Like, what do you think the plot for season 2 is going to be?
Okay, well, I've talked about this extensively. So we've got Egwene and Nynaeve. Well, spoilers for book 2 of The Wheel of Time. We've got Egwene and Nynaeve headed back to the tower. They're going to meet Elaine there. Eventually, Leandrin is either going to take them to Falma or orchestrate them being taken to Falma in order to hide the fact that she's a Darkfriend. And she's going to give them to this Shan, but obviously I think it's going to happen a lot like it does in the book, where Egwene gets captured and Nynaeve and Elaine escape and then eventually work their way to free Egwene. Boys wise, I think Rand's kind of going to be off on his own. I'm hoping Moiraine and Lan catch up to him, but I don't know that they will, or at least they will super soon. I'm wondering if Varen is going to replace Vandene and Adelius as like the people that Moiraine goes to get research about Dragon Reborn things, and then hopefully catch up to Rand at some point. And I'm kind of predicting that they're going to have 2 separate arcs. Like, I'm not sure that Rand is going to be at both Falma, and I think he's going to end up at Tyr. I think we're going to kind of do Stone of Tyr stuff at the same time as Falma stuff, or Falma's going to be like a mid-season finale, and then they're going to work their way over to Tyr, because Ray said that we're going to see more Aiel than we expect. So that's what I'm thinking. I think we're going to get further into book 3 than originally predicted, and then Perrin is going to be chasing the Horn with Loyal, and hopefully Matt catches up to them, possibly running into Tom and Tar Valon, getting healed once and for all by the dagger, hopefully fighting Gawain and Galad in the yard, and then maybe going, I don't know, to Falma, or I don't know where he's going to end up. But other than that, that's what we got.
Do you think that how do I put this? You said earlier that you thought the innkeeper was a jerk. Oh.
I said no
Hey.
such thing. Never in my life.
Good timing.
Yeah. No, I was going to say, do you think that before we introduce our new guest here that nobody's ever heard of before?
Yeah.
Yes.
Who is this guy?
Who is that guy? But do you think that it's possible that, like, because they're talking about the Morocco filming, and like, I don't know if you've seen this news that they're going to be there like 2 months.
It's
deserty, but it's also coasty. So I'm thinking it's actually Falma and not the Aiel Waste.
Well, weren't they shooting in like Italy or something at one point? I thought that looked like Falma, like very coastal, or at least Madeline was there on vacation. I don't know. I could have sworn I saw her on a coastal location in like Italy or something, but I might be wrong.
I feel like you're just like stretching their Nae'Blis because we don't have any news. I get it. I'm there all the time.
We're trying.
Look,
it's Faldara. It's something else.
You try to unblur things that are not even letters
That's
half
right.
the time, so I don't want to hear it.
It's the Shan capital. That's right.
Hey, we're gonna do a 6-hour live stream on boots, guys. What do you think of these boots?
We've never done a 6-hour live stream on boots.
Oh my gosh, Matt, did you see Batman? There was a lot of boot action in the Batman.
I've seen it twice now, and I don't know that I. Okay, so yeah, I did stare at the boots, I guess, at some points, but subconsciously. I don't know that I consciously was aware of that, but now I know.
I thought of you while I was watching the Batman. Literally, I was like, "That's a lot of boots." I bet Matt's into this.
Oh man, yeah, I'm waiting for like they're doing like a boot off at JordanCon or something. So,
I love it.
Now joining the Dusty Wheel, we have a leather expert. So, what type of leather do you think that those boots are?
people need to be bringing their boots to JordanCon. There you go.
That's true. That's true. So you're going to be at JordanCon, right, Innkeeper?
Yeah, I will be at JordanCon unless
exciting.
I haven't bought a house by then. No, I'm just kidding. I'll be at JordanCon. So
It's going to be exciting. It'll be a packed this year too. I think it's going to be crazy.
yeah, it'll be everything like and nothing like last year. You know,
Right?
it will. There will be. I don't know that. Like I think about that space where we were sitting and just chatting, and
Yeah.
3 times the amount of people. Just be lots of people standing up. There'll be no sitting. Just everyone standing up and chatting.
Right.
You can all sit on the floor like the IEL.
There you go.
Well, and like I'm actually like we were thinking about this because like I think it was capped. They capped it at like 500 last year, right? But that was including staff, I think. So it's going to be
Yeah.
more than. I mean, I saw Dana post that they had already sold like a 1,000 tickets at least. I would assume, and I know they've sold out the main hotel because I think Lauren got his room in another hotel.
Yeah, I thought that. Yeah, I think that's right.
So
I'm speaking in no official capacity when I say that.
yeah, which is awesome. Like that's a great. It's going to be packed. I'm excited about it. So I get to see even more people, even more overwhelmed. But
yes, for sure.
it'll be interesting. So I did you were here earlier when I played that clip from your show. That was just so much fun, Matt.
That was. It's funny just to again, my voice was shot like that already. I think. What was that? Was that Saturday morning or like afternoon, or was that Friday afternoon?
It was Saturday. It was Saturday because you had done a show we did a show the day before,
Right.
and that was the one where Brandon just crashed it.
Yeah. So Saturday, that makes sense. Like that is one thing I would say. I'm bringing cough drops this time. Cough drops saved me in my live stream, and so now I realize that all these years when I've lost my voice at JordanCon, it's been an absence or a lack of cough drops. So
The things
Get
you learn.
a bag of them. Get a bag of them.
yeah, that's what I need.
But yeah, I'm actually driving down this year instead of flying, mainly because I just want to have the car to. I'm planning ahead because if the hotel is so packed, I don't think we'll ever be able to sit down and eat there.
Hmm.
So I'm anticipating needing to leave sometimes to get food. So
Shotgun.
Yeah. I'm anticipating asking you to grab some food for me.
yeah, you're all welcome. Well,
The difficulty, that's what you actually find this, and you'll find this difficult this year, Nae'Blis, and maybe you won't, but I think you will, which is last year it was smaller groups, number of people, and so it's almost a little bit easier to kind of step away in a small group.
Yeah.
The sheer number of people, it's like you're in a group of 60, and you're like, hey, who are 3 people I might go eat with? It's a very like literally we just would start having food just ordered and brought to us. Like it's not. I will not be surprised if I don't go out to eat, other than maybe like a Sunday afternoon, like once things have died down.
You don't think we're not gonna repeat our steak dinner this time, Matt?
Well, I think Sunday. I think I am leaving Sunday. Did we do that Saturday or Sunday? I can't remember.
I think we did it Sunday.
Yeah, I think I'm leaving at like 5 on Sunday, so maybe there's time there. I think we did it like Sunday afternoon or something. So yeah. But yeah, we're out of there. My wife will be there, and Taylor and his wife will be there.
That is really exciting.
That's amazing.
So you'll get 4 of the 6, I guess, of us. So
I'm excited to meet the innkeeper's wife. So
yeah, she's definitely cooler than I am. Yeah.
Well,
thank God. Really.
You'll actually meet her and be like, yeah, this is that typical cliche. I don't understand it. You're like, I don't get it. But she and I met when we were 8, so that's all you really need to know.
That's so cute.
Aw.
Come on, chat. Give me an aw. For goodness sake.
Aw's in the chat.
So I want to play one more clip, and then I'm going to let you talk, Matt.
Okay. Excellent.
Because this is another promo here. I won't play this whole thing, but I'll play a little bit. So here we go.
Is this one?
Ilyena, I love you. Sorry. It's not that I wanted to, but shot and took my sanity away. Forgive me, I never meant to peel your fingers off. Elena, I'm sorry that I ripped our kids in two and killed your favorite servant, Drew. I beat him black and blue. I beat him with my shoe. What?
That feels a little bit like when you were playing these live last year, where everybody was like, "Damn it, Matt, keep playing the songs." Like,
Yeah.
because you just want to keep going.
Well, it'll all depend. If that happens again, it'll all come down to whether or not we have enough submissions to warrant a wild card round. I think last year we had somewhere in the neighborhood of like 30 something submissions or 40 submissions. I can't remember. And then what we did was we picked our top 10 out of them and then left 6 spaces open for everyone to vote 6 in. I don't know. We did something like that, or we picked our top 8 and something. So if there are not, more than 16 submissions, I haven't looked to see what the count is yet, then we would probably end up showing more of them the first time you saw them, just because we wouldn't have to do 2 shows. But if we have to do 2 shows and you have to vote people down, then yes, you're only going to get a cut portion of it. We'll do our best always to show, or I think we actually this year, maybe we'll ask everyone, like, what's your best 65 seconds or something, that we can show,
They were so good. So
yeah,
tell people a little bit, for those that may not. I mean, I'm sure there's like maybe one person that doesn't, but like, what is the What Song Parody Challenge? How did this start? How is it going so far? What are the rules? All of that.
Okay. So it started because I think John from What Up, Lauren from Run Ride from the Pattern, and I had done a meme competition, if I remember correctly. And we just opened it up all fandom, and we did a show, and we showed the memes. Everyone was like, "That was cool." That was a fun. It was. We didn't do it. We should have done another one. That was like December of the previous, like 2020. And so when we sat down, we were like, what else could we do that would be fun for fans? We actually had a list of 10 or 20 things that we never followed up on because things got crazy in 2021. But one of them, we were like, a parody contest would be fun. I'd done a song parody for JordanCon before. I sing that if you're at JordanCon and they have karaoke, you will. I sing it every time they have karaoke. So you hear me do "Freak" to "Creep," which is a lot of fun. It's my ode. It's kind of my cathartic parody about admitting that I got the killer of Asmodean wrong. So that's the whole premise of why I wrote that song. So yeah.
Who did you think it was, by the way?
This is hard. I would have to go back and find my forum posts because I've taken so many stances. You don't understand. Like I've taken. I can make a good case for Avienda. Like that's how many different cases I've like tried to make. I wasn't the first to ever make that case. I think Therese, a friend of mine, said that she made the case for Avienda once, hoping that I would like take it up and like push for it. Yeah. So. No, obviously, I believed at the time. I shouldn't say that I don't know. Hold on. Now I need to. Now I need to find out.
It was Nakomi.
I need to find out if I actually. Oh, maybe I do. Let's see. Asmodean's demise. I wrote this in. I'll tell you the year was 1999. Wow. That's how old I am.
I was a senior in high school, Matt.
So my conclusion, you have to read the theory, but the conclusion was Asmodean opens a small door to the wine pantry. By the way, I was wrong in this moment. He's walking towards the wine. He's going to the wine pantry, or on the way to it, I guess I said. And he sees someone who makes him explain incredulously, the blood draining from his face. Let's see the dead coming back to life. The woman he hates for blocking him, he had just thanked that she was dead. And all of a sudden, behind a door, she's waiting for him. Kind of ironic. So, yep. I counted everybody else out, and then I said the best answer is Lanfear, of course.
Ooh,
so.
Well,
shocking.
Your favorite character.
Shocking.
So,
I'm
But
shocked.
it's so funny because in my head I was like, no, I've probably taken Landfear probably wasn't the first. And then I remembered I actually have this written theory on the internet from 1999. So yes, Landfear. Clearly.
you should do an episode where you go back and look at all of your random theories that you posted from like 25 years ago.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, that'd be so funny.
It would be really funny to look at those and how
They're really
wrong
good.
everybody was.
They're really good. And what I mean by that is there's some of my favorites that I held on forever, like Varen and the Third Constant, Landfear and the Shanshan. My Landfear and the Shanshan theory is just it's rock solid. But
It sounds like
it's-
it. Totally.
It's never one anyone ever asked about. Even I did not ask anyone about it. So, but yeah.
So doing like a reaction video of you watching or reading all of your previous theories wouldn't even be that funny because you're just going to double down on them. Like,
Yeah,
no,
exactly.
this is
It's
real.
still true. It's still true.
I mean, I guess it would be like a nonfiction kind of thing. You know what I mean? It would just be
It's like
it would
reading
just
the
be
encyclopedia, honestly.
Yeah,
It
like
wouldn't be that
history.
entertaining, honestly.
exactly. I don't think it sounds kind of boring that way because I was right so much, So
Egwene is actually the Dragon Reborn.
I never made
Ryan,
silly
okay.
stances like that.
Oh, okay. But on the topic of the song parody challenge,
Yeah.
so yeah,
So we jumped over basically based on this idea. People had mentioned that it would be fun. We just jumped out there and said, "Hey, who wants to do a song parody?" And it actually, at the time, I think it caught the imagination of so many fans that, and everyone had that first parody in their heads clearly because you were mentioning this before. The production value differs greatly on those submissions, but the creativity in the lyrics is just everyone has that side of it. So there was so many where that the actual production value did not matter very much, and they made it like without much production value at all, made it into the top 16. And it wasn't, I will say to make it to the top 3, you probably will need some kind of production value, but that's not for sure because if it's just really creative, it all depends on how much people love the lyrics. I can't remember the gentleman's name that did the Iliana, but he's strumming on a guitar. Even if he hadn't done any effects in that, even if it was just kind of a basic, even if he had done a cappella, I think people would have as soon as that line about Drew came, everyone loves that. I love that moment. I yearn for that moment in that song. So I think if you get the right song, you don't need too much production value. Yep. And so that's the fun part about it. And we're doing it again. This is our second one. Like you said, I've been busy, and so have John and Lauren, and we haven't been able to kind of push it too much. And so we extended the deadline to give people more time. And there's lots of stuff going on in the world right now. And coming off of season 1 is difficult to hey, everyone's taking a break, and hey, by the way, let's do this fun competition. So hopefully as we move towards April and the cons and maybe the Wheel of Time, maybe Tweeter of Chaos will give us something, and we'll start to see things once principal photography is done. Maybe then things will start to ramp back up a little bit. So we're hoping to give people extra time. We'll actually garner more participation.
Well, I know Rick Capacidai is submitting an entry. I am excited because Brian did not make one last year, and he's making one this year, which is going to be exciting. I'm excited to see it. I'm really pumped for it. It's one of my favorite events that happened last year, so wanted to bring that on. Now, there's another big event from the Dusty Wheel that's worth mentioning here.
There's another big event. I'm thinking, help me out because literally my brain is.
I mean, given that you literally posted about it in your Discord like 20 minutes ago, I would hope that you would know what we're talking about here.
Okay. Yes, I do know that. So Taylor and I, we did the Winter Dragon Dusty Wheel cut of that. And after watching season 1, we always thought that there were, this is like any fan does, right? You're watching it and you're like, oh, if I'd only known or seen this first, I think it would have been positioned better this way. Guess what? I don't work in Hollywood, right? All I know is the story and how I feel about the story and how I like it to be told to me. Mm-hmm. And so there were a couple parts, and I think this happens probably in episode 1 more so than other episodes. There was kind of the way it began, it was slow for me. It took me a while to get kind of warmed into episode 1. So we thought that we'd sit down and examine episode 1 for how we would have cut the pieces together.
Yeah.
in a way that would kind of illuminate the story to us. This doesn't mean people are going to like it. It's just, how do we take the pieces that Amazon has given us? How do we maybe cut some dialogue here, tweak kind of where the scene shows up, you know, and maybe superimpose, you know, dialogue over a different, you know, clip like we did for the intro. And so, yeah, we posted last week an intro clip, basically taking the animation of Breaking of the World that they did, and we took Rosamund's Moraine speech kind of intro and put it over it. And, you know, we had to obviously clip things out, and we're still working on that one. After I got some feedback from people when they saw it, we might go back and change some of those scenes. But I like it because the thing she's talking about is being visually given to me. It's very difficult for me to connect when she does her intro, because I'm seeing like suspenders. They're beautiful. Don't get me wrong. Suspenders. And I'm seeing ter'angreal. And if I was not even a fan, I'm seeing statues and things being wrapped up and boots. I don't know if she actually ties her boots. Whatever. Boots being tied.
We knew there was going to be a boots comment.
Yeah. But, you know, and I get it. It doesn't, to me, it didn't capture my excitement. And so, yeah, we put out the cut of that, and fans were like, oh, I really like this. Now, probably book fans more so, but maybe someone that's never seen it would have been like, oh, there was this thing that happened, and that looks like terrible. And, you know, you see destruction, and then you see a cape roll over a woman's face. She looks dead. You know, like it sets, Taylor talks about this in his criticism of episode 1. It sets a tone. And the intro, as it sits with episode 1, doesn't.
Yeah,
we can't understand that tone as well. I mean, maybe it sets a tone when she's getting dressed, like it's an adventure tone. It's like Indiana Jones tone, perhaps. But we like that it was. Why is it critical that we find this person? Because there was destruction and death and terrible things. So, and we just posted. A lot of people said this. They're like, but it's an animation, and I don't know that I would have connected with it. And we just posted what comes right after that piece is what we think would have made a better cold open for episode 1.
Yep.
And so that's out there. You can check it out. I think it's cool. Again, it's what connects with us. It may not connect with you, but there was a disconnect between the story that we hear told in episode 1 and the cold open and the intro. We felt like, so we've actually edited the entire episode down from 54 to 45 minutes. And we love it. We can never show it publicly as we're obviously not going to do that. But, if you come to my house, I can show you what I did. But we will share little clips like this. There's one thing I really like that we did that happens soon after the show begins into when you get to Two Rivers, which is we take some clips that happen the second day and make them look like they happened the first day. And we think it's a much better intro to Egwene and her ceremony than dropping us into the ceremony before we ever get to the people. So
I am very excited to watch it.
It's fun.
We do have a question. Is there a new Dusty Wheel show this week?
There will be. I'm done. Well, assuming we close, we should be closing on our house that we're selling in 2 to 3 weeks. So we don't have to do any more showings. The Dusty Wheel that you see behind me will be here until late May. And then by the end of May, we'll end up moving. Hopefully we put an offer in on a home, and we'll see if that is solid, and whatever they sign the contract.
Well, if it's anything like real estate around here, Matt just purchased a 1-bedroom studio for $800,000.
I do feel this is the most I will ever pay for a home in my life. But it was the most I'd probably sell you know what I mean? It's like this weird thing in the market where you sell your house, but then you just give all the money back to another bank.
Right.
You have to buy a house in the same general market, because we're we're not moving that far away. So
It's nuts.
it's a
Well, and
it's
now's the
it's
time
weird.
too. After all that Amazon money, right? Like
Yeah.
you get your yacht, you get your new house.
Right,
Like,
exactly. This is
Well-
sponsored by Amazon. No, it's not sponsored by Amazon. It's not.
Guys, I wasn't gonna announce this, but I'm gonna break this news from Matt. Matt is actually moving. So part of the reason when we were in London, we went to the Tower of London. Amazon has actually purchased the Tower of London from the Queen of England. Matt will be moving in. That is his new residence. That's
Yes.
payback for hosting the after show. So
Beth is asking for general info. We're just relocating closer to a new job that I got. So that's
with Amazon.
totally with Amazon.
Matt,
It's not with Amazon.
Matt is going to be the new Queen of England.
I need to
Actually,
stop.
It's true.
Matt will be the new queen.
Yeah, and it's surprising. The host gig that I did for free is not paying my bills.
I'm shocked about that too.
Yeah.
That is a
Shocking.
shocker to me.
Yeah, but I mean, please do follow for the Dusty Book Cuts. You can go, like I said, after this live show, you can go check it out and leave your comments. We're really interested to hear what people have to say about it. Again, we'll just be sharing little clips here and there. We won't. This stuff is obviously copyrighted by Amazon, and but it's fun to share a little clip just to show you kind of how we envision things. But please do that. Please join us with the Wheel of Time song parody, and yes, we'll be back on Wednesday. We'll do a show.
Thanks for stopping by. I need to actually have you on an episode where like you're an actual guest that isn't coming in the last 20 minutes of the show.
Yes, it's funny because I was sitting upstairs, literally using a TENS unit on my hands because I've like been moving things and like my hands are like feeling numb. So I'm up there like, and then you said it, and I was like, well, I've been doing this for a long time. I can get that. So,
Well, announcing it here, Matt will be on next week. I'm joking. That's how to back him in. He'll be pissed. Well, guys, thank you for coming on, both Kritter and the innkeeper. I keep wanting to call you. I about called you the Dusty Wheel. So.
All right, Kritter.
Thank you for coming on the Dusty Wheel.
Yes. Welcome.
Thank you for having us. This was really fun. I'm excited about the cons.
Yay!
I know. Yeah, actually, it was a really nice change of pace of everything. I think.
Yeah.
I think it will not surprise me if Jordan Con feels like a new beginning of prepping for season 2. Not that we're not all talking about it, but by the end of April, beginning of May, we should have some information about season 2. I would imagine a little bit, right?
Well,
I
would be shocked if there is not a presence from the show there.
Well, if you remember, November, I thought it was October, November, December timeframe last year, or sorry, 2 years ago, they started sharing little clips, right? So one would hope that they have kind of a sketch of a year, and if people are right that it's March, April next year, well, hopefully by March, April this year, they'll start to do some things. Now, maybe they won't. Maybe they're too tied up in Lord of the Rings and other things they're doing, but I'm hopeful.
Well, we're excited. If you want to join afterwards, I will be in the Discord server. All you have to do is click the link in the description of the video. We'll chat for a bit. You guys are welcome to join. I know you probably won't, but you're welcome to. And otherwise, we will see you next week. I have a news video that should come out tomorrow, and then I've got another lore video coming out. So you guys love the lore content.
Nice.
So anyways, thanks for coming on. We'll see y'all next week.
Thanks for having me.
Bye.
Bye.